I found this car in an older Good Guys magazine, and it took quite a while to get it out here from Hartford, and when we got it here it was a little bit of a disappointment. And this car had a lot of rot in it, and everything was torn apart, and it took 22 months from start to finish. According to my wife, we got a good one here. My name is Rich and my wife Marlayne, and we want to tell you the story about our '57 Buick wagon. We thought, well, maybe we'll use this outfit in Canby called Hot Rod Dreamworks, mainly because they've already done one of these and they really know what they're doing. So we talked a little bit to the owner, and the owner says, I don't have room for you now, but it'll be maybe a few months, we'll put you on a list. 2 weeks later, the guy called and says, I got a hole for you, bring it down. So that's where it got started.
It was time for us to choose a color, and all of us got around the car and we looked at it, and we had a book of colors, and it showed all the 57 colors that were used during that year. I looked at all of them and I decided no. So I said, okay, well, I pulled out my lipstick tube, and this is Estee Lauder Black Cherry number 36. I layer my lipstick. So I pulled out Mega Sticks by Wet n Wild, and I covered the top with like pearl. And I said, that is the color that I want my car. Car is always in progress. You're never finished with it. I said, well, it's time for some pinstriping. Well, I didn't want anything flamboyant on the car. So if you'll look at the stainless, you'll notice one stripe at the top and one narrow stripe at the bottom. And so the other part, after we picked the color, was the interior, and that was tough. So we did 3 tones in the car. Found a guy down in Denver, Colorado, and he made headliner bows that were chromed plastic bows. Mm-hmm. And he only makes so many of them a year. And you look at these chrome bows, they are amazing. And so we've passed his name on to other Buick owners because that's the only place you can get them.
As far as the running gear in this car, it came out stock with a 364 nailhead engine. And it had 102,000 miles on it, so we decided to rebuild the engine. And so I thought, being a hot rodder, I thought, we got to cam this thing, we got to pump it up a little bit. So that's what we did. We brought it up, I think the compression's like 10.5 to 1, and I changed the camshaft a little bit, just to hear it. I wanted to hear it out the exhaust. So we put a nice big 4-barrel on it, and I'll tell you, it runs really strong, you know. And once I got it home, and let's take it out to the quarter mile out by Aytonville. I mean, they're slugs, you know, I mean, getting off the line, they're kind of slugs, but I took it up to 115 miles an hour, and the car just hung in there nice and tight, and it was a big old heavy car, and once you got there, it wanted to stay there. But hey, I only had 2 miles, and I had to stop this thing, you know what I mean? It was finished to the time to go to the Portland Roadster Show. I'm off talking to a group in front of the car, and she's talking to a group, 5 guys alongside the car. She's been with me every step of the way on this car. This is no lie. One guy steps up after the whole spiel, and the guy says, "Are you married?" And she says, "Well, yeah, my husband's standing right over there." She says, "I want one just like you." So the guy likes cars, but maybe he couldn't get the blessing of his other half to go do these things, you know.
It all just fell together, and you see what we got. The color, the interior, the bling. The car is just like a new jewel, and it's a couple years old now.